joining me on a Wednesday. I hope it's Wednesday. Um, it is February 10th, and here we are at another Inspiration in 30. Man, can I tell you guys, I don't know about you, but the week seems like it's going by so fast for me. I've been, of course, working on the book and trying to get everything together. I'll go ahead and I get that out the way so we can talk. You would need to have a pen and paper and be able to have your comment section up if you can, because we're going to go through some things that I want you to start thinking about as you move along. Like I said, this time in our Inspiration in 30, we're going to take a little bit more action. I can sit here and talk to you, but the most important thing is for not only me, but for yourself to see the kind of feedback that you get, so you can start to see exactly how you think about different things and see where you are in your life. So I've been I've been doing my due diligence to actually find and explore different things that I know will kind of help you figure out where you are, where you really want to be, how you can get there, and what are some of the things that you can do to, start to move your life forward. I'm trying to put my hair down, man. Um, last year we talked a lot about how we can do certain things, the kind of mindset that we need to have, how we need to set our goals and really get out there. Hey, Vanessa. But this time I really want to focus on helping you little by little start to take the action and at least understand what the action process is about. Because one of the things that I discovered is that people say, yeah, go out there and do it. Yeah, go out there and get started. And then, you sit around and you're like, okay, get started doing what? Like, my abilities right now or my circumstances right now only allows me to do, hey, Rich, hey, Kim, hey, Regina, only allows me to do certain things. What can I do with those certain things? Like I told you, what is it that you have in your hand that you can take action on? And the first thing that I want to tell you is about the whole idea of what freedom means to you. Okay, so I took a little bit of notes, but I also want you to get a pen and paper because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and I want to be able to get your responses, because what I want you to know and understand, that once you understand what freedom is to you, or what kind of freedom you are seeking and what you are enslaved to as to why you're not getting that freedom, right? Then you will know how to start to walk through that. The only way you figure that out is asking yourself questions, but you have to be able to ask yourself the right questions, right? You can't go ahead and say, oh my God, why am I so unlucky? How come I can't get this? Why is it taking so long for this? No, you can't ask yourself questions like that. When you ask yourself questions like that, you'll get crazy answers and you won't do anything, right? So there's this method that I was taught a couple of years ago that I want to share with you. It was with Michael Beckwith, about asking yourself empowering questions. But the first thing we have to discover is, what does freedom mean to you? Right? When you sit here and you think about your life and you say, I just want to be free, what does that mean to you? And what are you seeking freedom from? Now, when I ask you this question, what are you seeking freedom from? Please don't say my kids and this, and my kids and all this stuff or whatever, because those things are responsibilities. You have that is something that you chose to do. Now that you have the responsibility of, and if they are young kids, girl, you at least got to see them grow up and be prosperous, right? But if they are older kids and they're out the house and they're still giving you problems and issues or whatever they're doing, then that's something different, right? So my first question to you is, what are you seeking freedom from? If you can answer that, you can write it down. If you don't want to say it on the chat, that's fine, but just write it down. What are you seeking freedom from? What does freedom mean to you? Most of the time, freedom to us means peace, being able to do what we love, enjoy ourselves, and just live, right? But what we have to understand is that we need to be a little bit more specific than that. Because most of the time, you know what? If you have a good Saturday after you don't work the whole week and you ain't do nothing but sit at home and watch TV and chill, and you just didn't have to do anything else, then you think you at peace and everything is good, right? So ask yourself, what does freedom mean to you? What does freedom mean to me? And what is freedom? The second thing, before we get into the empowering questions, is I want you to write down, right? What am I enslaved to or obligated to? What is that thing I believe is holding me back from my freedom? And write that down, because we all got something, right? What are you enslaved to? Meaning, what do you keep thinking about? What is those thoughts that are running through your mind? Why do you feel like you can't accomplish this when you tell yourself, you know what, this is going to be the year that I do my damn thing and I don't care and I'm going to let this shit go and I'm going to do that. And when you start and you write it down and you take all that time to write your dream down, what is that little thing in your head that makes you change your mind? Because that's what you're enslaved to. Those little thoughts is the thing that's holding you back. Not the temporary one where you writing it down and you like, man, I'm just praying to God that this will work out. Not that one. What's that thing that keep going in your head where you like, see, this is why I can't do what I need to do for me, right? And we get an attitude about it. This is why I can't do anything for me, because I'm always doing what? And I'm always doing, and they are always, and I'm always, because that's the thing that's enslaving you. And that's the thing that's holding you. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And then the last question is uh, how are you holding people or things in your mind? Who are you still holding on to in your mind that you believe is stopping you from getting you to where you need to be? It could be your kids. The reason why, Gloria, I can't do this is because my kids. I gotta make sure they go to school. I gotta make sure they do this. I gotta make sure they do that. Right? The job, they got me on here for like, they got me at this job 10, 12 hours a day. By the time I get home, Gloria, I'm tired. I can't do shit but take a shower, get in the bed, and do it all over again. I barely eat, right? I'm a caretaker of my mom. And so, all my efforts go into her. So, or my dad or whoever. And I just can't do it right now because she always needs something or he always needs something. What are those things? Right? And write that down. Now, what I want you to do is, if you actually did it and you wrote it down, what you just wrote is what freedom means to you, right? Where you want to go, what freedom means to you, but those things that you believe that is holding you back every day. You did those two things. I don't have the money. I have responsibility. I'm working long hours. All that stuff that you put down, that you say over and over. Remember, not the things that you're afraid of. When you get started, you're like, I don't know if this is going to work out. That's different, right? It's those things that you tell yourself every day as to why you can't get forward, can't move forward, or can't have that freedom that you wrote down. And please, if you want to share, please share, because that really helps me help you even more. So, but you got those two things, right? So you have what freedom means to you. And then the next thing you have are the things that you believe is stopping you from that freedom. And I want you to understand that it's not a bad thing. What we're trying to do is we're trying to work through it, right? So now that we have those two things, here's what I want you to do. I want you to see and know that the way our mind starts to work and how we start to change different things is that we start to ask ourselves questions. At some point in time, even if you are in a relationship, in a marriage, at the job, whatever, you say to yourself, is this shit worth it? Don't we say that? Is it worth it? Why am I not doing something else? Why do I keep doing the same thing over and over again? Why am I still here? How come I can't move? How come I can't move forward with anything? That's how our brain starts to say, hey, the reason why is because of this. The reason why is because of that. So all those things that you believe is stopping you that we did earlier, that's because you are asking yourself disempowering questions. You are putting yourself as the victim in all of those things that you believe is happening to you. And your mind is telling you, yeah, the reason why you can't start that business or you can't get that job is because you're not smart enough. You remember when you took that test in high school and you failed miserably and you failed throughout high school? Why would you even try to go for that? Right? You see, they gave the job to, Jason the other time, and you got looked over how many times? Two, three times. Do you think that they're going to look at you this time? That's what our mind says when you ask disempowering questions. Should I go ahead and go for this promotion? They ain't going to do nothing but give it to Jason. He's the one that is sitting up here, thinking, doing all this stuff or whatever. But I'm the one sitting up here doing a lot of the work. But they're going to give it to him because he is always in the manager's face, always this. He's a certain color. He does this, right? That's what we tell ourselves. And our mind, think about it, comes up with all of these excuses. But what if you start to turn that around and you start to ask yourself empowering questions? So the first thing that I want you to write as an empowering question when you're thinking about your freedom and when you're thinking about what you really do, what you really want, right? The first question is, what do I do really, really well? What do I do really, really well? And answer it. What do I do really, really well? Right? The second question that I want you to answer is, what gets me truly excited? What gets me truly excited? The third question I want you to answer is, what do I love most about myself? So let me repeat it. What do I do really, really well? What makes me excited? What do I love most about myself? And you know what's going to happen? You're going to see the switch. Because guess what? Count how long it takes you to finish those three questions versus how easy it was for you to do the latter about freedom. If that happened to any one of you who are on here right now, just go ahead and just let me know. Are you struggling to find out what you do really, really well? Are you struggling to write down what makes you excited? And are you struggling to write down, what do you love about yourself? Was it easy for you to do the other parts. The things that are holding me back is blah, 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 blah. Because usually it is. Because when we start to ask ourselves empowering questions, they're hard to answer. That's like asking the question, who are you? And you gotta, outside of all of your roles you play, somebody asks you, who are you? You sit there and you think for a second. And you say, I don't know. I'm a nice person, right? But think about it. And Ebony, it's always like that because we always ask ourselves disempowering questions. That's what our mind knows. So when we flip it, our minds is like, hey, hold on. This is this is not something we do here. Right? It happens to all of us. Our minds are like, no, this is not what we do here. Why are you asking what are you excited about? And what do you love most about yourself? We don't do that. We talk about what's crazy in the world and who we need to blame and who gets on our damn nerves. Right? The other thing that I want you to write down is this big question. And please, if you can't answer it now, I want you to think about it, right? What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you? What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you? Okay? What would you do differently? Let me tell you what that question is. That question is, what is it that you really like to do that you know goes against the status quo that people will think you're crazy, that people will judge you for, what people will feel uncomfortable with? You know what that question is? That question is asking you in an empowering way, what is it that I'm passionate about? What is it that I would do? What is it that I can do, right? Or what would I do differently if nobody would judge me, right? Because you know what's happening? Why you asking yourself these questions? You are getting rid of other people's shit. The reason why you're not doing this is because your mom said this and somebody judged you on this. But what would you do differently if you knew that you weren't being judged? What would that look like? What would you wear? Right? And Janie is like that. I'm telling y'all. Janie says, I'm watching this again on replay. Need time to process these questions. You know why? Because when we flip those empowering questions, it's like we short circuit. It happens. I'm telling you, we short circuit. You know why? Because our mind never thought that way before. Our mind never thought about turning inward because we always think everything is outside of us, where everything is right here. So when I was doing mine a few years ago, I was just like, damn, I can't even write down who I am. Because my whole thought process, y'all, was who other people said I was. You get it? I didn't know who I was. I just knew what other people said I was. So I was writing down what other people said about me. I'm a nice person. I'm short. I got dimples. I got a nice smile. You know what I'm saying? Good heart, all that stuff. I was writing down what other people said about me. But when it was time for me to write down and turn inward, I was stuck. I was like, I don't know. Like, how do I answer that? I can't say, uh, uh, I have a college degree. I'm a person that's this. No, those are outside. I can't say what the other people said about me. So I have to rely on what I say about myself. I don't know. I don't say anything about myself. Right? Because what we are told is when we do that, we are conceited. If we believe in ourselves, then we too high and mighty, right? Here's a couple of more, right, that I want you to think about, because I think it is really going to help you when it's time for you to take action to really think about this. The other one is, what motivates me to do my best? What motivates me to do my best? Some people it's money, right? Some people it's the praises of other people. What motivates me to do my best is seeing you do your best. That's what motivates me. It used to be money. Let me be clear. It used to be money. Back in the day when I was like, very young and ambitious, my motivation was money. Why? Because I didn't have any. I grew up without any. And I was trained and taught that when you get money, you have freedom, right? Money is freedom. Money gives you options. Money gives you choices. That's what was embedded in my head. So everything I wanted to do was centered around getting some money, because then I knew that once I had money in my pocket, I'll be able to do what I want, go where I want, be who I want, and all of that, right? But when I did get the money, the more money, more problems thing is so true. When I did get the money, I found out that that didn't solve anything. I wasn't happier, right? I was I was I was having heart palpitations every day, right? Because I was afraid to lose it. I was, running around. You know what? During that time, y'all, I didn't even spend my money. Other people spent my money. I didn't spend it. I bought me a car. That's about it. And I paid cash for it. And I was excited about that. Other than that, my money went to strippers and VIP tables in the club and trips to Miami with other people. And then I knew that money is something that didn't motivate me. What motivated me was that sense of community, knowing that I was helping other people and had other people around me who I appreciated and loved, and we're all on this journey, right? Community is something that's important to me. And I didn't find that out until all the money was gone, right? All the money is gone, Regina. I got a tattoo and a nose ring at 60. Oh wow, it was exciting and freeing myself of the out the box. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, right? I'm afraid to get a tattoo, but I'm saying to myself, like, what are you afraid of? You know? But yeah, when all the money was gone, then you see the people leave. I mean, that's a true story as well. All right, I got one more thing for you. One more question for you. And then I want to see if while you're going throughout your day, try to ask yourself empowering questions, right? Try to look at how you see your life differently. If you describe what freedom means to you in the beginning, and if you have those things that are stopping you from your freedom, here's how you can turn them around. You get it? That's what we're doing. So the other thing I want you to ask yourself is, who do I need to forgive? Who do I need to forgive? Right? What is the one thing that I haven't done that I really want to do? And what am I waiting for? Who do I need to forgive? And what is the one thing that I have not done that I really want to do? And what am I waiting for? You get it? Who do I need to forgive? We all got to forgive someone. The forgiveness part is working on that second part. All those things and people and outside that you're blaming as to why you don't have freedom, right? The second part, what's one of the things that I have not done that I really want to do, and what am I waiting for? That is to get you. That is to push you to take at least one action in one area. And again, it doesn't have to be big, but once you start to ask your mind these questions, you're like, what is one thing that I really want to do that I have not done? You might discover that you could do it this weekend, because it might be something simple as, I always wanted to go to that foot massage place and get me a foot massage just to see how it feels. Or I always wanted to go and taste a steak from this restaurant that I believe is too expensive, because we're doing the flip, right? I always wanted to go and have a steak from this restaurant. But the only thing that's been stopping me is I'm always believing that it's too expensive. Why don't you go and get the steak and order some water and sit there and enjoy yourself, right? I always wanted to go to this park that was way across town for me. But I always keep saying to myself, I'm going to go, I'm going to go, I'm going to go. But since it's all the way on the other side, when I'm outside, I say, no, I'm going to go next time. No, I'm going to try to get there when I can. When I can ain't coming. When I can is now, right? So that's how we start to take those action steps when we are asking ourselves questions, empowering questions to get us to start thinking differently about what it is that we really want in our life, right? And again, you go somewhere, people won't teach you that. They'll tell you, like I said, oh, run out there and take action. Do something every day that will move you closer to your dream. How? How? Well, write it all down and then cross one thing off every day. Okay, great. But if I don't believe that I can actually do this, then how do I do that? Oh, you got to do affirmations every day. Oh, yeah, but the affirmations I'm doing, I don't even believe that shit. So what else do I do? Understand that your mind works best when you ask it a question. That's what our minds do every day. That's why the mind is so powerful. If you ask it great questions, it will give you the answer. Just keep asking. What is it that I love about myself? I don't know the answer now, but I'm going to keep asking that question. What is it that I love about myself? What is it that I really, really like to do? What makes me happy when I'm doing it? Is it cooking? I don't know, because I don't like all that grease popping on me, so that ain't it. Do I like walking? What is it that I like? And you will find yourself every day discovering more and more of who you are, so that eventually you be able to answer the question, who am I? Because right now you don't know. Because you have not asked yourself these questions. You have not really self explored. You know, what do I like in people? What do I like in a mate? We can always answer that. Kind, loving, all the opposites of what we didn't have, right? But if you flip that around and you say, uh, how can I bring 100% to myself, of myself, to another person who is bringing 100% of themselves? How can I show up and be the best for someone that I want to be with? That's a different question, because you're not thinking about all the things that went wrong in the past. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to lie. I don't want this. I don't want that. Now it's flipped around, where it's like, you know what? I'm going to bring my integrity, because that is very important to me. I want to be able to know that my integrity that I have, and the way that I believe and value certain things, that this person also understands and values certain things. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but it can be certain things. But I know that that's important to me, right? I know communication is very important to me. It allows me to feel and know that I've been heard. So the way that I want to show up for a person is that I want to be able to express myself and communicate. And I would want them to be able to feel like that they can communicate with me. That's a different thing. Okay. So let's go through it. Okay. Go through it. And it's going to be a struggle. You're going to be sitting up there like, I don't know. But if you keep asking yourself these questions, I promise you it works. And you really start to discover who you are, and you will discover what freedom is to you and how important freedom is to you, right? You'll discover what you are enslaved to, but you'll also know and have the tool now of how you can turn that around by not being disempowering. But ask yourself an empowering question. What is it that I'd be doing right now if nobody wasn't judging me? Okay. I got to promote it. So please, if you have not purchased Becoming Truly You, please go ahead and go to the website and purchase. This is my first book. Our mini course starts tonight. Now, our mini course is at 8 o'clock tonight. If you pre-registered for the book, you get access to the mini course, where we are going to do more of this work and really go deep into some things. So if you want to, you can pre-order them now. The books are going to go out next week. Depends on when Amazon gets them. Basically, I'm doing a pre-order process because I am going to sign all the books and put a little note in there for you, because I know most of you guys. If I haven't seen you by face, I've seen you by name and everything, right? So so please, yes, if you want to come on, pre-order the book and come on in, and I'll see if I can have like a little special offer or a special thing for you guys who come on. So I'll see you guys tonight. I love you, love you, love you. Gotta go. And I'll be back soon. Okay. All right. Bye.